Welcome back, fight fans. In today's video, Mike Perry says Sean Strickland is getting paid pesos compared to BKFC fighters.
You know, Sean Strickland, he's fighting for the UFC for pesos, and I'm getting paid over here.
Dustin Poirier gives us an update on his future plans.
Are you leaning in a direction?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards being done.
John Jones negotiates his fights from the backseat of an SUV in a rundown parking lot.
I'll get everything done. Let's go.
Let's go.
Biggest fight in heavyweight history just got made in a car in a parking lot, so.
And Chael Sonnen explains what it would be like to lose to Anderson Silva for a third time.
No, there's not. I am going out there to beat this man, to fix my life, or I'm gonna go my rest of my days looking at my career as a miserable fail.
We have all that and more in today's video, so don't be scared, homie. Knock out the like button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, and in the words of Big John McCarthy,
Let's get it all!
UFC middleweight and former UFC champion Sean Strickland engages in a back-and-forth conversation with BKFC star Mike Perry over the criminal pay the UFC dishes out. Former UFC welterweight Mike Perry has made quite a name for himself since signing with BKFC and has become the promotion's biggest star despite not holding any sort of belt. Strickland's comments drew a response from Perry, who claimed that Strickland is fighting in the UFC for, quote, pesos.
What did you think about Strickland's comments after on BKFC? Did you see that?
Was that after or was that prior? That was before.
Oh, prior.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's when the money stops, man. You know, I don't want to go fucking be, with what all those assholes do, go fight bare knuckle. But I guess they pay me enough, I do, you know. I mean, how much you have to pay to go fucking fight a man without gloves on? Oh, yes. Oh, fuck. How much would I fight fucking bare knuckle for? Nothing they would pay me. Nothing they would pay me. I mean, they're like bare knuckle. You want to talk about fucking crooks, dude? They're paying their guys shit. Like bare knuckle is one of those organizations where like you hear these numbers, it's all bullshit. Like if you look at the lowest rung of the guys, they're fucking breaking their hands, breaking their orbitals, and they're making like a couple $1,000. Yeah, bare knuckle is fucking trashed.
But they're not. They're not. They don't have the skills to break their fucking hands, or their opponents don't have the skills to break their fucking orbitals. So, you know, obviously when a big league starts off, or when a league starts off, it's not big, and they're trying to get the door open to eventually be big enough to make a difference in people's lives. And you can't start out the gate like just saving every little broke-ass fighter who comes along and thinks that they're worth the same as the main event. It's just not that way in any of the sports. And the UFC, is no better, because it's 10-10 when you're actually on the card. They got these big fights on the Contender Series. Those guys are getting 5-5, and obviously there's guys at BKFC early on the card. There's people who would fucking fight for me for free. Like, we'd put on a fucking show because I mean, I would promote them. I would give them the respect they deserve as an athlete. I would try to, give them the things they would want. I get, being a fighter and trying to fight for more money, but like I did that shit and I've earned my route and I've gone up and proven myself time and time again. So, Sean Strickland, he's fighting for the UFC for pesos, and I'm fucking, I'm getting paid over here. And he's always posting videos on Instagram where he walks outside of his garage or his front door and somebody's in his driveway and he's like trying to fight him bare knuckle for free right there. So what are you talking about, Sean?
Yeah, you know damn well if they threw him a fat paycheck, he'd go fight in BKFC tomorrow.
Yeah, it wouldn't have to be $5 million either.
No,
he'd do it for
making,
one.
what, $500K a fight, maybe?
Yeah, I think his Paulo Costa was. I think the original offer he said was 2-2, and he said no to the UFC. They offered him 2-2 to fight Paulo Costa, and he said no. And then they came back to him and was like, okay, let's make it right. Who's Sean's manager? Sean's got to have a manager. Is he not? Is he managing himself? Is he doing his money deals with the UFC? I don't think so. I'm sure he's got someone.
Strickland went to the Instagram post to issue his response, saying, UFC pay is utter garbage, lol. They're signing guys at 10-10 that should be criminal, but the vast majority of BKFC fighters are getting paid way less than that. As a UFC fighter, I advocate for better pay for me and the entire roster, and you should do the same for your guys. Staying on the Strickland wagon here, it was revealed that the UFC PR team had to hold meetings after Strickland's numerous controversial outbursts.
And the fact that you have no fucking backbone, and has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
A new documentary, Fight Inc. Inside the UFC, which airs on Roku, gives a behind-the-scenes look at how the promotion is ran. Included in the documentary is a behind-the-scenes look at a meeting conducted by the UFC's PR team where they discuss a Strickland media day. The meeting was seemingly organized following some controversial topics being brought up by the 33-year-old during some of his media day appearances.
Ready to get this started. Okay. First off, love to give a little recap on Sean Strickland.
He had a couple of
10 ready.
Yeah. He had a long speech about not allowing women to vote anymore, and that's the reason that this country is kind of going downhill.
Maybe that's where we f***ed up, you guys. We let women vote, no offense.
A couple choice comments about Germany and America and Brazil as it relates to his opponent.
Stupid Germans, bro. These dirty Brazilians. America, you guys. We're all a bunch of degenerate.
I mean, it was about 26 minutes of unadulterated
Sean. Yeah.
He just says it all.
Thanks for that recap.
Yeah.
That was colorful. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye. See ya.
What I find so interesting and fascinating about all this is that although Dana White has made it pretty clear that he doesn't want to hold a muzzle on any of his fighters or control what they say or think, no matter what their opinions are, you can clearly see the PR team starting to form ulcers as they start to think about Sean Strickland and some of his comments. It's something that the promotion is definitely keeping an eye on.
So I don't drink, I don't leave my house, especially that guy clamping right there. That fucking guy's like, yeah, how about you drive a big lifted truck? Your dick's about this big. Let's go.
Shifting down to the lightweight division, Dustin Poirier admits that he's leaning towards retirement following UFC 302. Just under 2 weeks after his devastating loss, the 35-year-old has provided a further retirement update, which will likely upset fans as Poirier has once again hinted that could be the end.
So in the moment, in the cage, speaking to Joe Rogan, how close were you to retiring?
Close, but I'm never gonna just lay my gloves down on the mat like that, you know, because I tell you every time, this could be my last fight. Everyone for the past couple years I felt like that, but I don't know. And even being this far removed from the fight, I still don't know. I'm kind of looking for clarity, searching myself, and taking it one day at a time, but I don't know what's next.
For Poirier, more tough battles isn't something that really interests him. It's not what he's looking for. And he's questioned what he would be fighting for if he stuck around.
People want to know if you have made a decision. The answer is obviously no.
I still don't know. You know, I still don't know. I can't say I'll never fight again, but I just don't know the reason. What am I going to fight for? You know, to get into a battle? I love that, but man, I've taken some lumps over the years. It has to be for something, and maybe that's something I'll recognize that or realize that in the coming weeks. I don't know, but I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Are you leaning in a direction?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards being done.
Okay. More so than ever?
Yeah, for sure.
To the point where you
especially without, you know, like getting the title fight, like how many more times would I need to fight to put myself back in position to fight for the world title? I don't know. And like I said, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to fight 5 more times trying to earn another title shot. So I'm in a weird spot. I don't know how to explain it or what decision to make, but I'm just kind of taking it day by day and seeing what comes with my mind changing and just to see how I feel.
At the post-fight press conference, you said that, and correct me if I misunderstood this, that your wife has kind of campaigned for you to stop, right? She would prefer if you stop. Since the fight, does she feel the same, or is there a change in her stance?
No, she feels the same, because I brought it up a couple times since then. Obviously, like,
yeah,
maybe one more. And she's like, no, stop. You need to stop.
And how much do you take her opinion into your decision into account? Like her being more adamant now, does it make you want to stop?
I mean, she knows me better than anyone walking the earth. And I think she just knows how much I put into this and how much it takes of me to prepare for these fights and how selfish I am focusing on this craft and how much it takes away from our family and also the long-term effects, how damaged I get doing these things, you know? I think that she's taken all that into consideration when she's telling me it might be time.
Although Dustin is leaning towards retirement, he's adamant that he could still beat the top contenders at 155 pounds.
But me, I still know I can beat these guys,
Right.
Ariel. I can beat these fucking guys.
You went the 5th round with the number 1 guy in the division and in the world, in my opinion. There's a strong case that you could beat everyone in the whole weight class on any given night, including him.
I believe that. That's the problem.
Right.
Exactly. Him too. And I still feel that. He's a great champion and he beat me. You know, he beat me for sure. But I felt like I could, like I said in the press conference, every time I got off the stool, I felt like I'm going to get him this round. You know, and never once was I broken or out of the fight. I was thinking I was going to win every time I got off the stool. And looking back at it, I still feel that way. You know, if we did another 5 rounds, I would still get off the stool every round thinking I'm going to win this fight.
And the allure of big time fights, I know they're not for belts, so to speak, but like maybe a Diaz fight or a Conor fight or so, like this doesn't appeal to you. It's just all about the belt. Money fights, fun fights. It's just all you wanted that.
I wanted the belt, but I got to see how I feel. Like talking about those things is not exciting to me. But if my phone rang right now and it was Hunter and he said, "Hey, this fight, you know, maybe I got to see how I feel when it's offered to me." That's how I know what decision to make, you know, right? Talking about it, nothing seems attractive to me.
Do you think they will call you at some point with something?
No clue, man.
I wonder if they're just going to leave you alone and wait for you to call them.
I'm not calling.
No, okay, fair enough. You will never call.
Yeah. No.
For those who don't know, UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell is instrumental in negotiating the top fights for the company with the fighters and their managers. But did you know that the John Jones versus Stipe Miocic fight was negotiated and made in a parking lot? Footage from the new show Fight Inc. on Roku shows a brief exchange between the heavyweight champion and the matchmaker in a busy setting, with Jones asking if they could just go outside to talk, instead of having a, quote, formal meeting about the fight. The two then got into Hunter Campbell's car, which was sat on a small parking lot, and discussed the ins and outs of Jones fighting Miocic.
One of the reasons this deal sort of wasn't getting done is we'd long wanted John Jones to fight Madison Square Garden, and he has been very resistant to go back to New York and fight for whatever reason. Superstitions, taxes, whatever the reason is at any moment in time. John and I have been talking for a while, and he kept saying, "Hey, can you and I just talk, and I want to get together, and I want to sort of talk through with you where I'm at."
Are we still meeting after this, or
Wherever you want to go.
you want to just chat outside? Let's go. Having a whole formal meeting.
All right, you got it.
Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Not only do I think it's good for the relationships, but they pay dividends because you have an opportunity in a relaxed environment where you're not trying to get anything done. You can just sort of speak freely. All right, I'm getting out of here.
Thanks, man.
I'll get everything done. Let's go.
Let's go.
Biggest fight in heavyweight history just got made in a car in a parking lot, so go figure that one. Big announcement in about a minute.
What is the big announcement?
Stipe and John.
What's that?
Stipe and John. I got it done yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, how hard was this to do?
I mean, we were looking at a lot of different options. We went to dinner and got it done last night.
How'd you get it done?
Time. A lot of time with John.
Now, we buried this story towards the end of the video because it's kind of MMA related, but Chael Sonnen worries that fans will remember him as a miserable failure if he loses to Anderson Silva again.
How's training been, Chael, as we are now on the verge of you making your professional boxing debut?
You know, Daniel, it's been everything from the start where it was embarrassing. I was having a hard time. There's a lot younger guys in the room, some of them teenagers that admire me. And all of a sudden, I'm in the corner and I can't even finish the practice. So, I went through all of those phases to the body sore to I couldn't get 2 a day in. Feeling better and better. Daniel, everything big in my career dates back or ties to him in some fashion. But I didn't know if it was the same for him. Like he's had other big fights. He's had other pay-per-views. He's fought for other championships. I have not. I just have him in those memories, and I think about him every single day. I don't imagine that he would ever think about me. So to be the one to get to sign off and close out his career, there is a certain appreciation. But before I go too nice guy on you, the rules, starting with number one, is that we damage each other. So I know people like to be friendly and they like to say we made up. They love to use the word respect. I'll adhere to it too because it seems like the gentlemanly thing to do. I'm gonna go damage him, which is what I've agreed to do. And I'm gonna put my body in there because he asked and he could have got any opponent he wanted. He apparently still wants to do damage to me. So to act like everything's behind us would just be insincere.
Yeah, you know, and you got to have a little bit of that I want to hurt this man when you go into a fighting arena with him. What do you anticipate this being, Chael? Because I remember the last time we spoke about this, we talked a little bit about the rules. We talked a little bit about the venue and everything else. But what is this going to be? Like the amount of rounds, the rules, the time, and also, Chael, what are you expecting at the end of this fight outside of just getting your hand raised?
Yeah, no, I think about it all the time. Like there's no piece of this where I'm gonna let you know that, aw shucks, and we got in shape, and oh boy, I just get one more memory, and there's a few dollars involved. Like there's no part of me that's going to do that. I am all in, Daniel. If I lose this, I will be devastated. I will have no opportunity. I've thought about this man every single day for 10 years, and that's a very private thing. There's a gentleman who you will know named Zach Thompson from Iowa State, but that was the worst pain I have ever had in my life. It was a blood round match at the NCAAs, and the only thing that made that pain of Zach Thompson go away, where I hit a mixer to my own back, by the way, was losing to Anderson Silva. That pain became worse. So I'm just letting you know, like, there's nothing about this where I go, well, boxing's not quite my style. And no, there's not. I am going out there to beat this man, to fix my life, or I'm gonna go my rest of my days looking at my career as a miserable fail. And I'm just letting you know, I am not hedging, and I hate guys that do. I don't respect them. You're either in or you're not. I, friend, am in.
Now let's take a look at the top 3 comments left on yesterday's videos. At Donolivos4615 says, at MMA Tabs, please, can you say Davishvili properly? Bro, I am trying. All these Dagestani, Russian, and Middle Eastern names in back-to-back fashion, it is tough on the Western tongue. I am trying my best, but I appreciate the comment. At AuburnMan6969 says, I wonder if Conor can even make 155 again. After the injury and all the steroids and bulking up, it seems like his body has changed. He's not that skinny, lanky young dude anymore. Of course, I'm not someone that knows a lot about it. Maybe he could. It'd kind of be like asking John Jones to go back down to light heavyweight. Is it possible? Someone please educate me. I'm a new subscriber. Love the channel. Keep up all the great work. Thanks, AuburnMan6969. I'll do my best. At Pan's Nemesis says, fun fact, the last time the lightweight belt was earned by beating the champ in the ring was Eddie Alvarez versus Conor McGregor. Is that a real fact? I gotta go fact check that. Is that real? If you want your comments highlighted on tomorrow's video, simply comment down below. We'll highlight the top best comments, good, bad, or indifferent, and feature them in tomorrow's video. And that does it for today's video, but make sure you're liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and clicking the bell notification so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. And in case you missed it, check out yesterday's news.